All right. We are going to begin by Mesechta Tzimtzum Adam Kadmon. Daf Yud Aleph in our text, and here we go. Perek Aleph. V'ha'ak achar kach tzimtzum or habechina pnimis dinakudei saga koilo. So Adam Kadmon then was mitzamtzem, the light of the Nekudei Sag, right? Saga koilo, which means all of Shem Sag. And as you know already, this means not just Shem Sag. It means anything that is beneath the tabor. Anything that is beneath the tabor is in the category of receiving a tzimtzum. It is receiving a tzimtzum now. And the or that will remain is a very low light of or in comparison to what was there milchatchila. So, shebahem klulim afatagin v'oisyes shaloi. And within the Nekudei Sag is also included the lower darga of Sag, the Tagin and the Oasis of Sag. Also that. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings this light up. He draws this light above the tabor, above the belly button area by the chaza. And in the area where is the tabor, HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes the parsa. And the tabor area is again where the oris hapeh, the oris which came out of the peh of Adam Kadmon, extended till. All right? So then the parsa comes. And we explained already that the parsa is one thing. It's like a covering. But then there's also the tzimtzum. Parsa and tzimtzum. Tzimtzum to get the or ready for Olam Ha'atzilus. Parsa to get the or ready for Olam Habriya. So now, Mishnah Beis, V'az chitzonius kelav reikim, then the chitzonius of the kelim within the guf of Adam Kadmon, chitzonius kelav reikim, they become empty, right? So what happens? So let's see what happens. V'az chitzonius kelav reikim shemi taburei ulamata. And then the empty kalim from the tabur and below, right? The empty kalim from the tabur and below. And as you know, we just explained that the tabur area is basically vak, is the vak of Adam Kadmon, right? And what happens is that these kalim start to go down, right? Then the chetzenis of these kalim, from the tabor, the darga of the tabor and downwards, they go down. Yardu, can I get seif raglav? They drop by the bottom of the feet of Adam Kadmon. The bottom of the feet of Adam Kadmon. Usually they're in its place. Usually the kalim of nihi are in its place, but these kalim, what happens is they drop, and where do they go? Beneath the darga of the raglaim of Adam Kadmon, or adjacent and beneath the darga of the raglaim of Adam Kadmon, as we're going to see in a moment. So again, and then these empty kalim from the tabor and below, Yerdu Keneged Seif Raglav, they drop below by the end of the feet of Adam Kadmon. And they also push and take up area between them and the Makife Yashar. As we explained before, that there's different types of lights. There's Or Pnimi, then there's Or Makif Achoizer, or Makif that comes out of the Kli because there's not enough room. And then there's Makif Ayashar, the Or which Milchatchila does not go into the Kli, but goes outside of the Kli. That Or stays with the Igulim. And because that Or...
Which Or? The Or Makif Klali? Which one?
Three
different Ors.
Or Makif Ayashar, yeah. Yeah, the Or which is so powerful that it doesn't Bichlal try to go into the Kli. The Or which Bichlal doesn't try to go into the Kli. So that Or it basically is drawn out to become one with the Igulim. And so we explained before that the Igulim of Adam Kadmon is Nisagil, it circles and goes beneath the Raglaim of Adam Kadmon. And beneath the raglaim of Adam Kadmon is right there, the Makifei Yashar. The Makifei Yashar, which did not go into any of the spheres, right, of Adam Kadmon. So it's makif around, and it stays around Adam Kadmon, which is right near the Igulim. So the most external is the Igulim. Within that is the Makifei Yashar. Within that is the Pnimi, which is the spheres of Adam Kadmon itself. And of course, Achaf and everything else is Michutza, is just right outside of all of that. So, okay. So now, because these Kalim, Chetzonius Kalev Rekim, the Chetzonius of the Kalim, right, which are empty now, by this Nihi of Adam Kadmon, right, the Chetzonius of these Kalim, they go down. So what does that mean really? If you're thinking about it, you'll say like this, all right? So you'd have, in the beginning, there was Nihi Da'ak, that's a Yisod of Adam Kadmon. Underneath Nihi Da'ak is Raglei Ak, right? Or the end of Adam Kadmon, right? And then there's Atzilus, Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya. Abia. Atzilus, Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya. Abia, right? So, Nihi Da'ak, Seif Raglav, and then Abia, right? But afterwards, after the Kalim of Adam Kadmon dropped, after the Nihi of Adam Kadmon dropped, and what I mean by the Nihi of Adam Kadmon, only the Kalim, not the Or. The Or didn't drop anywhere, just the Kalim. So when these Kalim drop, they push downwards, and they go to like a whole other dimension, right? Which is beneath the Raglayim of Adam Kadmon. And if it's pushing beneath the Raglayim of Adam Kadmon, what happens? It's going to push something else. Just like Lamashal, like we gave the last time, the mashal of if you have a cup of water, right? And you put a stone within the cup, the water is going to try to jump up. So too the Makifei Yashar, which is around Adam Kadmon, since the Kalim of Nihi went beneath the Raglaim of Adam Kadmon, it pushes the Makifei Yashar upwards. Because the Makifei Yashar doesn't have anywhere to go. It doesn't have anywhere to go. And so the Makifei Yashar goes upwards. It goes upwards. And the Makifei Yashar goes, and it's going, as we're going to see right now. So, V'gam lakchu makim ma'at me'amakiv. So then, these kalim that are empty take a little bit of place of the Makifei Yashar, right? And it starts taking place even where the Olamos will be. It starts taking place even where the Olamos will be, right? And there's no room. So what happens? So then that area that its place was taken, by the way, it says here v'ala v'hikif. I looked at this when I first learned this years ago, and there's actually a nusach that just says Allah v'hikif, not v'ala v'hikif, Allah v'hikif, and I like that nusach a little bit better. Allah v'hikif v'yisei tachas tiburei. That light of the Makifei Yashar came up above and surrounded Adam Kadmon from the tabur, the waist area, and below. So these lights, the Makifei Yashar, that were first beneath the Raglayim of Adam Kadmon, are being pushed out of the place by Chetzonius Kalev Rekim. Chetzonius Kalev Rekim, the empty vessels that are falling down. It's like in a sense that the feet of Adam Kadmon are dropping off of the feet. The feet are dropping off of the feet, right? But meaning here, the idea is the Kalim, right? So the Kalim are dropping, and because the Kalim are dropping, it's doichik the Makifei Yashar. Makifei Yashar has nowhere to go, so it comes and is makiv. It is makiv Adam Kadmon above by the tabur area. And so that way, Shalom al Yisrael, the Makifei Yashar can still exist. It has place for it, and the Kalim fall down, and they are by the Raglayim of Adam Kadmon. So next.
So what was the last step there? You said the kalim that fall below Ragle Ak cause it to push the or of Makife Yashar, and that or goes and collects above the tabor.
So there's an or which is under the raglayim, and when these raglayim
force it into an orbit.
Right. So it pushes it down, and it has nowhere to go, so it bounces up.
Right.
It bounces up
to, you said something at the tabor.
Right. It bounces back up to the tabor area and is makif olam hanekoudim. Okay. So now Mishnah Gimel. This is how they stand. Now that these kalim have gone down, this is how they stand. Right? Kachu. This is how it is. Chetzenis apanim. These kalim that fall down, so you could look at it and break it up into segments. Right? So these kalim are chetzenius, right? Because it's the lower darga. As we mentioned before, there's gar and vak, right? The gar is the higher darga, the vak is the lower darga. So here we said that the nihi falls. And this is from the tabor and below. Now with this, so you have the gar of vak, and you have the vak of vak. So here, let's read what happens to these kalim that fell beneath the raglayim of Adam Kadmon. So, Chetzenis apanim keneged makam sheyiyah achar kach sof olam echad asher yikare atzilos. So, the panim of these kalim, right, fall to a darga, which is right by the end of the feet, right by the end of Raglayim the Adam Kadmon, and that is Olam Atzilus. Seif Olam Atzilus. The end of Olam Atzilus, ending right by the Raglayim of Adam Kadmon. The end of Olam Atzilus, ending right by the end of the Raglayim of Adam Kadmon. Seif Olam Echad Asher Yikare Olam. Seif Olam Echad Asher Yikare Atzilus. So that's where the higher darga of this vak, the gar of the vak, falls to. So you have gar and vak, they fall down. The gar of the vak of these kalim fall by olam atzilus. Seif olam atzilus. But not just that. Since it's seif olam atzilus, right there in the same area, right there is also the beginning of the world of olam abriya. Right? And then after is the chetzenius of the vak. Where are the chetzenius? Where is the vak of these kalim now? The vak of these kalim. The chetzenius of the chetzenius, right? So so that falls in the dimension which will soon be Olam HaYetzirah, right? And the lower darga beyond that, it gets very darkened, right? Those kalim get very, very darkened, right? And that corresponds to the darga, which will be Olam HaAsiyah. Now, funny thing is, now that these kalim fell, so you have Ragle Ak, underneath the Raglayim of Ak is Nihida Ak, and then underneath that it stands adjacent to the dimensions of Atzilus, Bria, Yitzira, and Asiyah. Whereas before it was Nihida Ak, Raglayim Da'ak, meaning the end of the Raglayim Da'ak, and then Abiyah, Atzilus, Bria, Yitzira, and Asiyah. Again, now, since the kalim fell, it's Ragle Ak, Nihida Ak, underneath that, and with that is Abiyah. So, okay, now, interestingly enough, is last time that we had this year, we talked about the words of Velachain. I had no success with the Velachain. My guess is that it's simply saying that therefore it corresponds to. But I did not see anything. I did see in passing, I don't remember where, that it could be that the Baal MISHNAS CHASIDIM had a manuscript in his hand that maybe it had something that would enlighten on the Velachain, and therefore. Parak Beis, Mishnah Aleph. Umeor Penimi Sha'ala Nis'ora Penimius Atamim Shal Sag. So now we explain that the or within the Guf of Adam Kadmon went up, and it went up with the Nekudei Sag, right? According to one Girsa, Ma'am Ban, Ma'am Sheman, Shemban were there. According to the other Girsa, Sheman Ben will only come now, right? Either way, but through the Tzimtzum, what happens is this Tzimtzum causes a Mayim Nukvim, right? It causes an arousal that comes from below, right? Just like in general, Zer Anpin and Nukva always arouse Abba and Ima. That's what our whole davening is about. That Zer Anpin and Nukva should arouse Abba and Ima to be mashpia a higher darga, to be mashpia brachos and shafa and everything else. That's our whole avodah, you know. So to here, the beginning of it, we have the idea of Mayim Nukvim. So let's start again. Parak Beis, Mishnah Aleph. So through this or going up of the Nekudei Sag that were in the Pnimius of Adam Kadmon with all the other Uris that were there, right? It caused that there was a arousal from above with the koach of Shema and Shemban. HaKoilalim shehayu malbishim ma'aseh min nekudosav ulamata, which were malbish Adam Kadmon from the darga of the Tabur and Lamata. It does seem that the Baal MISHNAS CHASIDIM felt the definitive girsa was that Shema and Shemban was there, because you see malbishim ma'aseh min nekudosav. You see the words that he uses. That's mashma that he held by the girsa that there was Shema and Shem Ben there, right? And that's what causes the Mayim Nukvim, right? So now Sha'alu Afhem Imay beside Mayim Nukvim. So these Uris also went up to the above the Tabor area and caused an arousal. It caused an arousal of what? Of Shem Av and Shem Sag. Av and Sag De'ak. Av and Sag De'ak. It caused an arousal of the Shem Av and Shem Sag of Adam Kadmon. Right? So let's read that inside. And this is the Hisayrus which comes from below to above. Because when the arousal comes from above to below, that's called Mayim Duchrin. I should say a masculine arousal, right? That's called Mayim Duchrin, right? So because of this, we aroused the Tamim of Av HaKolel, the Tamim of Av, the highest darga within the Guf of Adam Kadmon, the Tamim of Av, right? And the Tamim of Av HaKolel, and this made that an Or Chadash can come down, and the Or Chadash that's going to explain is Shema comes back down, right? V'derech Pnimiyusai Ovar HaParsahi, and B'Pnimius it goes through the Parsa, right? V'yor Mitibur Elamata, and it goes down below the Tabur area and below V'ima Yor L'Mkoim Marisha Rabbichim Pnimis. And with that also comes down back to its first place, the Bechina Pnimis of the Ben HaKolel. So you're going to see that Shem Ben will now have a Pnimius and the Chitzonius. So the Pnimius of Shem Ben comes back to its place, all right? And, however, even though the Pnimius of Shem Ben HaKoilo goes back to its place, you need to know that the Malchius of Ben, the Malchius of Shem Ben. Let's go to our diagram. If you go to the diagram, if we take a look at the diagram of the Aliyah of Man Ben da Adam Kadmon, Aliyah Smao Ben da Ak Vestakus or Ha'ayim Be'oras Achaf Lasses Kalim D'Olam HaNekudim. Lasses Kalim D'Olam HaNekudim. So if you take a look at that, you see the Or going up. That's the Tzimtzum, and then the Parsa is right there. The Or goes up. You see the Tzimtzum. The Parsa is right there. And then you have the arousal of the Tamim Avav and Tamim Desag. And then from that, the Or comes...
The Or is going up. Is that on the far right?
Yeah. So you have the Ma'am Ben, Sheman, Shem Ben go up. And then they're Nis'oder, they're Ma'im Nukvim, and that arouses the above, the Tamim Desag, Tam Da'av. And then what comes back down is the Pnimius of Shem. The Pnimius of Shem Ben, right? But that is without the Malchios. Without the Malchios. The Malchios of Shem Ben, right? The Malchios of Shem Ben go out through the Einayim da Adam Kadmon. Let's go back to Mishnah Beis. So that arouses the Tamim Avav with the Tamim Desag. Which is Shema. That brings down the Or Chadash, which is Shema. And V'derech Pnimi Yusay over our Parsa Ahi, V'yard Mitibure Ulamata. So this Or goes b'Pnimius, and it passes the Tabur. V'ima Yardim Kamarishon Bechina Pnimis de Ben HaKoilo. The Bechina Pnimis of Shem Ben, right? And Ushtea Bechinos Chitzoinu Pnimis de Ben HaKoilo. And the two dargas of Shema, the Chitzon and the Pnimi of Shema, go back to its place. So right now, Shema will now have a Bechina Pnimis and a Bechina Chitzonis. Up until now, it was only a Bechina Pnimis, only within the Guf of Adam Kadmon. Now the Shema will start to go outside of the Guf of Adam Kadmon, so it will have a Bechina Chitzonis. Whereas Shem Ben, we talked about the Bechina Pnimis. So you have the Pnimius of Shem Ben, the Malchios will go out of the Einayim, whereas the Tes Spheros come down, and the Chitzonius of Shem Ben will be that which comes out of the Einayim, the Adam Kadmon, which is one of the reasons why Olam HaNekudim is called Olam HaEinayim. It's also called Olam HaToyu because of what will occur next.